Hi, this is Heidi, episode 76, Self-Limiting Beliefs. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. I'm glad you're here. Hello, friends, family, new listeners. I know we have a lot of you out there and everyone who has been with me for 76 episodes. All right, y'all, here we are, 2021. What a very weird and offsetting start to this year. I feel like we're on this roller coaster that just keeps turning and jerking. We seem to be holding on, though. I just have to tell you, we started the Lose 13 Pounds in 13 weeks group weight loss program, and it is awesome. And the women are helping each other, being real and accountable. I'm over delivering as I had planned, and it's just beginning. If you want in, join now, and I'll make sure you get the first week's content. It makes such a difference when we know that we aren't struggling alone and we can bounce ideas off other people. And y'all, the lessons, the content, and the work will be the work of permanent change. The women already feel better because they can see a different and healthier future for themselves. So learn more and join at HeidiBenjaminson.com. And make sure you're in the free Facebook group, Lose Weight and Gain Confidence with Heidi. We have 21 days of lightening up challenges coming up. Today, I want to talk about self-limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves. Thought lies we tell and believe about our own life, about our potential. Maybe these are beliefs we overheard earlier in life that we're taught or just absorbed, and we haven't questioned if they're true, if they're helpful, and then squash them if we need to. I'm ecstatic to talk about this because what we believe about ourselves is the foundation of what we can create. They're like the boards on the bottom of our boat, either keeping water out or helping us sail to our goals. So first, I want to go back to basics and let's get a mutual definition of what a belief is. Sometimes we only hear of beliefs in a spiritual or religious sense, and in some way, our own self-limiting beliefs block our access to our own divine potential. A belief is a thought we have thought over and over and over, so much that this thought now becomes something we believe to be true. It becomes an ingrained way in which we see ourselves and how we believe other people see us. Our beliefs are the glasses through which we see actions, strengths, weaknesses, life, family, etc. So, a quick lesson on our brain. The first time we think a thought, a new connection or neural pathway is created in our brain. The connection is weak at first, but if we keep thinking the same thought over and over, the neural pathway is cut deeper and deeper. The connection goes from being a thin thread to this strong rope. Our brains literally change the more we think certain thoughts. This is called neuroplasticity. And y'all, our brains are so much more pliable than we think. We can change. We say people get set in their ways, and I see why. But it doesn't have to be that way. Being set in ways is believing change isn't possible. And it is possible. But first we have to recognize what we believe and question it. Now, let me give you some examples of beliefs that affect how we see our life and capabilities. I didn't go to college, so the highest I can get promoted is to assistant manager. I've never been thin, so I know I can't lose weight. I was raised by a single mother, so I don't know what a stable family life is like. I was sexually abused as a child, so I'll never trust anyone. I'm the oldest child, so it's my responsibility to do X, Y, and Z. Or I'm the youngest child, so it isn't my responsibility to do fill in the blank. Buying a new car isn't a wise financial decision. The most loyal friends are lifelong friends, or I'll never make friends as close as those that I made when my children were younger. I'm just not good with money. To make the income I want, I need to work over 60 hours a week. Failing is bad. Or my kids need to go to college to be able to support a family in the future. Okay, Hear all those? Notice how a lot of those beliefs had teeny portions or maybe some data points from our life, and we then generalize and create some new meaning about that data point that isn't necessarily true. So A plus B doesn't always equal C. Now, think about one of those beliefs that maybe seems true to you. Can you even remember back to where you heard that or how you created that belief? Did you hear it a lot from parents or you absorbed it in the culture you grew up in? Often the original thoughts that turn into hardcore beliefs possibly weren't even true to begin with. And it's important to remember they possibly stemmed from the lens another person was wearing. My parents rarely bought new cars, and they told us repeatedly that new cars are bad investments. They depreciate the moment you drive off the lot, which is probably true. But the belief I was raised with that you didn't buy new cars and extras in them were wasteful, it took me over a decade to dismantle that belief and realize I didn't have to keep that belief, and I was able to decide on my own what I wanted about my cars. And I can spend my money on whatever I wanted in the car. I had to clear off the distorted lens, and it wasn't a bad lens or inappropriate or hurtful at all. It just took time for me to realize I didn't have to believe that and adopt that belief for myself. I could also believe having a comfortable car was worth my money. Now, here's the thing about our lenses, about our brain and our beliefs. Our brain wants to be right more than anything else. So once we have a belief, we filter all the data we see in the world, everything through that lens, that belief. So we're biased to only see evidence to reinforce that belief. And we discard any data or evidence to support a different belief. This is one way our brain conserves energy. It creates beliefs, it makes opinions, and it can then filter and throw away information it doesn't need. So if we believe we can't get a promotion because a part-time mother of young children is never promoted that high in the company, our brain will tally up evidence to support that and won't acknowledge and see mothers of young children who are promoted. It's also our brain's way of protecting us from failure, but I'll get into that in a second. If we believe the only way to lose weight is to do a strict low-carb diet, we'll discredit and subconsciously ignore evidence to show people can lose weight on just about any diet. Remember, our brain wants to be right. Here's a good one. If we believe wealthy people are stingy, sad, and selfish, we will subconsciously limit the amount of money we will want to earn and attract into our life if we want to be generous and giving. See how that belief actually pushes away and limits what we can achieve? One more before we go on. I really believed for many years a good mom had her children take music lessons. Can you even see the error in that belief equation? See, music is good, but there are about 4 million other ways to be a good mom as well. And I cornered myself into some misery and frustration with that belief until I questioned it and had the confidence to dismantle that belief for myself. Now, a lot of our beliefs are useful. Those generally aren't the ones limiting our growth, though. I want to believe it's better to be kind and generous. I can even believe music lessons are fantastic for children. It's the personalization I was making that created pressure and insecurity for myself. I want to believe education is important for myself and my children. I just don't want to generalize and even project into the future about one path or another. We know we have a self-limiting belief when it starts with, I always, I should, or I have to. The rest of that sentence will always be a belief that should be questioned. You might keep it, but without the heaviness of the self-worth that we attach to it. See, the biggest self-limiting beliefs that we need to dismantle are the beliefs about who we are, about the value we have and can give. I love the quote by Jean Sibelius. If you really put a small value on yourself, rest assured that the world will not raise your price. Y'all, it's our job to know our value. All of the beliefs about our worth and potential are the planks on the bottom of our boat. I can do this. I can figure this out. I'm amazing. I can do hard things. I can try again. I am worthy. I am learning. All of those planks need to be solid. Otherwise, water will get in if any of those are rotting, and then we'll take on water on our boat. See, our beliefs are how we experience ourselves, and our beliefs come out in how we talk about ourselves. Do we feel good enough to apply for a job or to join any group we want to? Or do we not feel good enough or feel like we don't belong with certain people? It's okay to choose your group, but we limit ourselves when we think that we don't belong or we think we aren't equal to other people. Do we hang back or slink back to corners thinking other people won't like us? Talk about limiting our potential. We don't know what other people are thinking about us, and actually, it isn't our business. What other people think about us isn't about us. It's about the lens through which they see us and the world. We don't know how people will respond to us. And if people don't respond in a way we like, we don't have to make it mean anything bad about us. I believed failing was bad and I shouldn't show vulnerability for a lot of my life. So I significantly limited myself by trying less because I didn't want to fail. I limited connections with other people by being less vulnerable. Now, luckily, I've been able to clear up both of those foggy and dirty lenses, and I'm so much happier and more connected than ever. A few months ago, someone told me they didn't want to pay for one of my coaching packages. It was more that they were planning to pay. I made that mean nothing about me, nothing at all. I made that mean it wasn't the right fit because they don't value it. And that is also okay. That isn't anything bad about them. We don't need everyone to accept us. And we shouldn't let another person's reaction limit us. See how I could have reacted and changed something about myself or my business because of that reaction? I didn't. In fact, I made it mean I had picked the right price. Anytime we compare ourselves to others, we are limiting our potential. What another person can do or can't has nothing to do with our capabilities. Amazingly, our beliefs attract or repel other people with the same beliefs. Like I said, our vibe attracts our tribe. Look at the people around you. What are they creating in their life? What do they believe? What you believe is a magnet to draw into your orbit to help you create what you believe. When you start to rewrite what you believe about yourself, when your confidence levels go up, the crowd around you up levels as well. Another self-limiting subconscious habit we all have is to label ourselves, label the world. Again, our brain likes labels because it doesn't have to work as hard. But labels end up being limiting and shut out important information and data that could help us create new beliefs if we wanted something to serve us better. Recently, I was doing some family history indexing and was reviewing birth certificates from 1940. On the birth certificate, it has a box to check off if the child is legitimate or not. I sat and had so much compassion for the mothers, children, the families that felt such shame of a label that probably blocked and limited so much self-esteem, self-worth, and self-love in their life. Make sure you don't say things to yourself like, I am sad, I am lonely, I am depressed. We're humans. We're not emotions. You might be feeling sad, but you aren't sad. There's a difference. We become what we think we are. One of my clients has had a firm belief for a long time that thin people live a restricted life, that they're sad because they have to say no to so much food. She believed this so strongly and had such mental file cabinets full of evidence for this until I helped her try on new lenses and see how much she had restricted herself from her life, how she was restricted from her closet. She had to see how restricted she was from activity. She even restricted herself from defining what kind of life she gets to live at whatever weight she wants to be at, which is now 70 pounds lighter than it was a year ago. One of the fundamental shifts that has allowed her to lose weight in 2020 in a pandemic has been destroying the self-limiting beliefs she created around her health and to rebuild new thoughts, new beliefs, a new mind to support the life she consciously wants. So where do you think that you have some planks on your boat that are rotting and letting water in? Where can you strengthen what you believe is possible for your goals in your life? Do you want to believe you can lose weight and make healthy changes, really sit and ask yourself how you're experiencing yourself. Here are some steps of how to see yourself and your possibility in a new light, through a new lens. First, write down your beliefs. If one comes up that you know limits you, write it down. Don't try to change it at first. Just being aware is the first step, and that is pretty significant. Now, make your brain try to prove that this belief isn't true. Make your brain prove the opposite. How is it not true that money makes people miserable? How is it not true that thin people don't have to work to stay healthy? Practice ladder thoughts. It's possible I can get any promotion I work for. It's possible I can lose weight and have dessert during the week. It's possible that I can figure out how to build a website. Okay, third, ask people if they can help you find evidence to disprove your belief. Do you believe you aren't smart? Ask 5 people to show you all the things you know. If you think you can never get out of debt, start doing some research on how people got out of debt. Now, fourth, write down all the ways this belief is not serving you. How is this belief creating more pain in your life? Do you believe you can't manage a part-time job and also have kids in the home? Is this belief helping or hurting you? Also, is this belief keeping you in your comfort zone so you don't have to be vulnerable? Trust me, I held tightly to my self-limiting beliefs for a long time to protect me from vulnerability. It worked until I decided I wanted something else. Fifth, picture how your life would be different if you didn't believe this belief. I watched a friend stay in a toxic and abusive marriage because she believed a family had to have parents who were married, that was the family way. It wasn't until she dismantled that belief and saw that she was still a very complete family, in fact, more complete, by getting out of the abusive marriage and protecting herself. Once that false belief was gone, she could experience life so much different. She was freer and happier. Now, lastly, hand those beliefs back to people, metaphorically, if you know you got them from someone. If you were told repeatedly very mean, untrue, degrading things in your life, write those down and burn them or throw them into the ocean. Those things are not you. They are not serving you, and they have nothing to do with you. Get rid of them. Here's the thing, guys. We are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are just sentences that stream in and out of our conscious and our mind. We are the watchers of our thoughts, as Eckhart Tolle says. We get to control those thoughts and dismantle the ones that don't serve our future and highest self. So that's it for today. I hope you're in my free Facebook group, Lose Weight and Gain Confidence with Heidi. Y'all focus on the small, sustainable changes. We're not in any rush. I promise you, here is just as amazing and uncomfortable as there is. Sign up now if you want to join our group in Lose 13 Pounds in 13 Weeks. Go to HeidiBenjaminson.com. A confident mother is the greatest gift to your family. Not a perfect mother. Your family wants you to feel confident, anchored, and calm. I can guide and coach you to uncover this beautiful version of yourself. Have a great week.